Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come to you for just a minute this morning and talk a little bit about the research proposal that you're doing in this class. Excuse me. I have some of your research topics, and those were due on Monday. And so I've been looking at those, and I just wanted to make some comments about that as we progress further. Um, they all look doable, and I think I understand what you are asking. But one of the things that you want to think about is how can you be more specific? And this will become real apparent when we start looking at research questions. And the questions to me, as you read about that in the book, will, to me, that forms the research. We've got our problem statement. I'll just read one to you here. I hope this person doesn't mind. The problem is there's a decrease in the number of recent high school graduates entering emergency services, fire and EMS training programs. Very valid concern. There is a decrease in that. And then as we got into the purpose of this research is to seek to increase the number of high school students entering the emergency services profession. I'm not really sure that's the purpose of your research. I believe that, and this is just me, again, it's just a short paragraph. We want to know why, or maybe it is to increase it, but to look at why is this happening? How many 20 years ago, how many today? Why is this happening? And what can we do to change this? And so when we look at the purpose is not necessarily to increase, but to discover perhaps ways to increase. And so wording becomes really fundamental when we're talking about our research. It's very specific. That's not why you're doing the research. It's not to increase the numbers, but to figure out why and what you can do to hopefully increase the numbers. So that's just like one example. Another is the problem is that too many firefighters, current and retired, are dying as a result of suicide more than the effects of the job. The fire service is not identifying the underlying causes and providing the training and help for those firefighters in need. Excellent. The purpose is to identify the causes of firefighter suicide and what needs to be done to address this crisis. Very well said. And so as you go further with this, you're going to have to think about the questions, 3 or 4 research questions that could help answer or address this problem. And again, I'll compare it to the one I just read. It's not to, ultimately, this is to hopefully reduce the number of suicides, but the purpose of the research is more to figure out why and what could be done. And see if that reduces it. This is a very broad topic, and so it may need some narrowing down. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Here is another one that may need a little bit of tweaking. The problem is that X fire department has never studied how to more fully support our EMS mission using available fire resources. The purpose of this research project is to identify and develop ways for the engine companies and truck companies to more fully support the EMS transport units and build a more cohesive fire department. I would take out the problem statement would be that X fire department is not supporting or is not supportive of the EMS mission with existing resources or something like that. It's all in the wording. as to how this is going to be accepted or rejected or easy or not so easy to do. Certainly the purpose is to, again, ask that why question. I'm really big on the why. Why is this happening? And what can we do to increase it, to develop? What can we do to, um, instead of more fully support the EMS transport units, but what can we do about the role of this fire department in EMS transports? Which ultimately is the same. I know you're thinking it's just words, and it is, but I wrote 4 research papers when I was in the EFO program, and nailing this down can make or break you. Now, granted, you're not doing the research, but you might, and I would encourage you to do that research. You're writing the proposal, but your problem statement, your purpose statement, and these research questions are the foundation of your research project. And so we really need to get them right because it provides the focus. And so in this way, the purpose of the research is to identify reasons, or to maybe identify what other departments are doing. That might be one of your research questions, probably, is what are other departments doing to support this mission? But so this one might, and actually there's a twofold purpose here when we talk about truck companies to more fully support the EMS transport units and build a more cohesive fire department. Is the cohesion related to EMS, or maybe there's something else that is not allowing the department to be as cohesive as it could be? So again, just some food for thought. These were initial statements, and so you can feel free to resubmit, retweak. There's nothing that you can't redo with these, and I would encourage you to think about that. Another one that I have, the problem within the EMS operation divisions at X Fire Department is the lack of a consistent, continuous quality improvement program. Okay. And what I would delve deeper and ask, why is that a problem? And while on the face we know why it's a problem, but I would delve deeper into that of why is this a problem? Why is not having a quality improvement program an issue or a problem for the department? The purpose of this research is to identify the need and criteria required to demonstrate the necessity of a stabilized and constant continuous quality improvement program. Kind of wordy, but yeah, I get it. So what you're wanting to do with the purpose of this research is to basically identify the need, meaning what happens, why, and that answers the question kind of why is this a problem? So that's about why you may want to put some of that into your problem statement. Why and the criteria required to demonstrate the necessity. Again, why is this needed? So you may want to tweak that a little bit with some of the wording. Those are the 4 that I have received. Everybody's on a good track. Sometimes when we get really narrow with things, one of the things we want to make sure that we're not addressing or researching is something that may be policy and procedure. Why are fire trucks red? That kind of thing. We also want to make sure that we're not so global that we can't narrow it down in our research. So as we go into the next, I think I was just looking, your research and hypothesis, your research questions and your hypothesis, which we've read about in class, and I would encourage you to make sure you watch the videos and read in the book. The book I find is very user-friendly when it talks about these things. But again, those are due on Monday, a week from Monday. I'm confused. A week from Monday, the 17th. So you've got a week or so to get those down. Certainly feel free to ask me any questions, to run anything by me. But again, this is the foundation, and you'll find that as we continue on, we're going to talk about, you're going to be looking at these research questions at your hypothesis. And again, if you read those examples in the those answers that I posted from the correct answers to the questions at the end of the chapter, because they have lots of good examples of that, of ways to write hypotheses statements so that they make sense. And then we're going to identify, going from here, we're identifying your methodology. How are you going to conduct this research? And then hopefully provide literature review and some background material on why this is a problem, and give us some background and foundational information on this. So, excuse me, I hope that this helps a little bit. I just wanted to, instead of writing each of you individually about these, I thought I would share them. But I think there's, for myself, when I'm learning, there's so much value in examples that I like to share those with other people. So make sure that you're thinking about this while you're working through the course. I think you have another writing assignment maybe that's due on Monday for chapter 3, and I'll get those graded and back to you just as soon as I can. I'm trying to stay on top of things for you. So if you have any questions or any comments, be sure to let me know. I hope you guys have a great day.